What is going on, guys? I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am incredibly excited because look what just showed up. McLaren has given me this incredibly spec'd 720S Spider for the next 2 months. That's right, this 720S is effectively going to become my daily driver for the next couple of months. Now, crazy enough, when I decided to get my 600 LT, I was originally planning on getting a 720S, but after driving the 600 LT, I was blown away by how raw and connected it was. But there definitely is something insane about the 720. The spec on this is out of this world. The red looks phenomenal, and literally every part of the car is finished in carbon fiber. It's even got a carbon fiber hood from the factory, kind of like the aftermarket mod on my 600 LT. Everything is carbon, it's amazing. Because I have this car for so long, that means tons of opportunity for amazing content. And I wanna produce the videos you guys wanna see. So comment in the comments section below what types of videos and what components of the McLaren 720S would you like to see me create for vehicle virgins. But before we head out in the 720S, I wanna give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. You guys are familiar with this thing, Fixed. Simply put, Fixed is the easiest to use OBD2 scan tool on the market. If you have a car, this is the most necessary accessory that you can possibly have. It'll save you money, prevent costly repairs, and give you peace of mind. Fixed comes with this small but powerful sensor and instructions how to download an app on the Google Play or Apple Store. And all you have to do is plug this into your car's OBD2 port, open the app, and boom, you're ready to scan just like that. The other day, a check engine light popped up on my buddy James's car. A scary feeling, but Fix was able to translate the issue into easy to understand terms and also give you consequences of continued driving. Turned out his catalytic converters were bad. It also provides live data and in-depth diagnostics, something that any car enthusiast would find helpful, but it's so easy that no matter what your level of knowledge is, Fix is the right OBD2 sensor for you. So what are you guys waiting for? Get the best OBD2 sensor on the market by clicking the link in the description below. Seriously, you know you don't have one, and it's a necessity, so go ahead and get one. All right, let's head inside. I gotta show you the window sticker of this car because the options list is insane. Here's the one for the 720S Spider. I've actually got my 600 LT spec as well. If you guys are curious, check out all the options. MSO Club Sport Pack Pro, 6-point harness, carbon fiber exterior upgrade 3, literally every single option that the car had available. But check out the 720S. Carbon, 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 racing seats, carbon, 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 beautiful Memphis red, $425,000. All right, I think it's time for a drive. It is a beautiful, beautiful day out. I love how all the McLarens have hidden door handles. Instead of under here like on the 600 LT, the 720S is actually inside the Aero. Pop that up, the signature dihedral doors open up. Let's fire up this beautiful 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. McLaren has absolutely nailed the formula for creating the ultimate Spider. Because the 720S uses a carbon fiber monocell 2 chassis, it's extraordinarily rigid. So when they cut the roof off for the Spider, they didn't need to add any strengthening, meaning the weight penalty is basically negligible over the coupe. It also means the dry weight of the 720S Spider is a hair under 3,000 pounds. That's more than 200 pounds lighter than its nearest competitor, the 488 Spider. It also has a heck of a lot more power. Now, the cool thing is the roof goes down very, very quickly in just 11 seconds. Check this out, at speeds of up to 31 miles an hour. Go ahead and put the roof down, and boom, instantly transformed into an open top experience. That is wicked. Out on one of my favorite roads now to determine the difference in feel between the 720S Spider and the 600 LT. I've spent a ton of time on this road, so I know pretty much every single bump. Now, a massive difference between the 720S and the 600 LT has to do with the suspension. This car actually has proactive chassis control too, which is quite different than the conventional setup for the suspension on the 600 LT. Whereas you feel pretty much every single bump in the road for the 600, proactive chassis control 2 actually uses hydraulics instead of conventional anti-roll bars. It's also scanning the road at all times to adjust the suspension for optimal comfort as well as performance. And you notice that in spades on more bumpy roads. This thing absolutely eats up rough bumps. Oh, those pops. I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with the powertrain in the 720S. It's a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 that makes 710 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. McLaren says it's capable of doing 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds, although we all know independent tests have shown this car hitting 60 in as little as 2.5. It's literally as fast as Hypercars for $315,000, the price of a base 720S Spider. Of course, you can go crazy with options. You'll notice the roof of the 720S Spider back here actually is made up of flying buttresses. These flying buttresses back here are glass to improve visibility of up to 12% over the 650S Spider. They also channel air over the tonneau cover for increased aerodynamics as well as cooling down the engine. The steering on this car is phenomenal. It doesn't have as much communication as the 600 LT does. It doesn't feel as raw, but it's smooth in an incredible way. It gives you so much confidence behind the wheel, and with that proactive chassis control eating up all the bumps, it's actually like you're gliding on rails around corners. One of my favorite parts about the 720S Spider, and something that I wish they would incorporate on coupes, although I imagine most manufacturers don't want to do that to convince you to buy the Spider, is that little window back there. So we're gonna go ahead and put the roof back up now. Look how quick this happens. It's actually crazy. I love that. And now it's incredibly isolated from the outside world. Although we do have a little bit of penetration from that sports exhaust. Nothing crazy, however. But then when we decide to click the button next to the roof activation, we put that rear window down and the whole experience changes. It's much louder, much more invigorating. Oh my God! The acceleration on the 720S is actually ridiculous. It's actually insane. Oh, those pops! When you're in sport mode, the car actually cuts ignition spark between shifts, and it creates those epic pops and faster shifts. Oh, the grip is awesome. Oh my God. Yep, it's quick. It is a lot quicker than the 600 LT. Another thing that the 720S has is active aerodynamics. When you slam on the brakes, check out that rear wing in the back. The 720S Spider is mind-blowingly fast. A stock supercar that's capable of running high nines in the quarter mile seems otherworldly. That's acceleration like you'd expect from a $3 million hypercar such as the Bugatti Chiron, not so much a $300,000 or $400,000 car. Check out some more details of the interior. I love the full carbon fiber door sills, finished in gloss carbon, slightly different than the matte carbon on my 600 LT. Then you can see the carbon fiber monocell. I love that forged carbon fiber. There's literally carbon everywhere. One of my favorite parts of the 720S is this display right here, and I'm so jealous and wish I had it in my 600 LT. Right now we're in comfort mode. We head over to the Active Dynamics panel, click Active to put it into Sport mode. We see the display changes a little bit, but when you put it into track mode, that's where things get really cool. The display folds down, showing you just the level of information that you need, from your speed to your RPM to what gear you are in. That is badass. When you put the car in reverse with the display in the upright position, it actually pops up right here on the screen. If you fold it down, it pops up on this side, but the graphics are actually really nice. Where I'm from, it's literally a crime not to do launch control several times in a row in a car this fast, so we're gonna remedy that problem. Don't you worry. Let's hop in the 720. All right, we are at a standstill. Click the launch button, awaiting full throttle. Whoa! 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. That is absolutely insane. Okay, we gotta run that back. It's just too much fun not to do again. Alrighty, come to a standstill. Click the launch button, full throttle. Boom! Oh my God, the levels of grip for a rear wheel drive car is unheard of. That is out of this world. I think if I had to sum up the 720S, the phrase I would use is effortless fun. Everything about it is effortless. It's so easy to drive quickly. The power delivery comes on so smoothly. The ease of operation and practicality of the roof going down in just 11 seconds. At speeds of up to 31 miles an hour makes the driving experience so nice. It's incredible that when you put the car into comfort mode, it rides unbelievably smoothly. It's so easy to drive and cruise around in, and makes me wonder how ridiculously comfortable the McLaren GT is going to be. I mean, I can't even imagine what driving that car is going to be like, but then you flip the car into track mode and it totally comes alive. The suspension is, sublime. I definitely wish that my 600 LT had the suspension setup in the 720S, because no roads around here are really that perfect. I don't live right next to a racetrack, so this thing just soaks up everything and keeps the wheels on the ground like no other car. I've driven a bunch of Porsches, a GT3 RS and a GT2 RS around this area, and those cars are so firm. They're incredible on the track, but they actually lose balance and kind of pop off the ground on roads like this. But the 720 is at home in the canyons. Oh my gosh. The visibility is wonderful too because of the carbon fiber monocell. Really thin A-pillars, really thin C-pillars. We can see over my shoulder. Those rear flying buttresses in glass provide tremendous visibility when you look over. I love this car. I love it. I can't wait to spend the next 2 months with it. I can't believe this is actually happening. It's all thanks to you guys, your support, your viewership, that allows me to have the credibility and the exposure for a car company like McLaren to literally give me this car for an extended period of time. I can't wait for all the fun content ahead. I'm not gonna lie, the extra power that the 720S has over the 600 makes me want to modify my car. Pure Turbos, DME, Wheels Boutique, hit me up. I think it could be time to boost the power on the 600 LT. I don't know what you guys think. Obviously, it's a slightly smaller engine, 3.8 liter twin turbo V8 instead of a 4 liter. But with some new turbos, some downpipes, and exhaust, and a tune, I bet the 600 would be pretty damn fast. The one thing I do miss with this car is the sound of the roof scoop. If they added a roof scoop option for the 720S, that would be absolutely wicked. And I think they will do that when they come out with the LT version of this car. Now, that was actually my ultimate goal for my next car, the replacement of the Huracan. Previously, we saw McLaren kind of churning through cars really quickly, but now that we're more familiar with the life cycle of these McLaren cars, it's really a 4-year cycle and then an LT. It kind of confused us with the 12C because we had 2 years of the 12C, then 2 years of the 650S, and then we had the 675. But McLaren claimed that the 12C and the 650S were basically one car. So that means we'll have 2 years with the 720S, 2 years with the 720S Spider, and then the 755 LT, or whatever they're gonna call it. I think that might be the perfect replacement. I'm not thinking about a replacement car for the 600 LT right now, but the next iteration, I think if I were to jump up, would have to be that car. I can't even imagine this vehicle with more power, less weight, more raw, and a roof scoop with that added noise. That would just be wicked. Well, there you guys have it, my first video of many in the new 720S Spider. Seriously, comment down below what you guys would like to see content-wise with the car. One thing I think I'd really like to do is film launch control reactions with a bunch of different people. Obviously, in my line of work, I drive a ton of different fast cars, so I'm used to a ton of power. But even so, the 720S still sometimes scares the absolute crap out of me. But somebody who's never been in a fast supercar, let alone something of this level of acceleration, I can't even imagine what their face would look like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am in love with the car. As always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.